toxic masculinity.
Do you have anything to say about it?
No.
Okay.
I already said everything.
I didn't think you would. All right. Moving on to the next story.
Amazon removes writings of Justice Clarence Thomas.
Clarence Thomas.
Clarence Thomas.
Yeah, this is interesting. Oh, shoot. Did I?
What did you do?
I didn't open that one. Hold on a second. I gotta grab that one.
Possible, Chris? Come on, man.
Give me a second. There we go.
And
All right.
I think camera is still on me.
That's okay. People like looking at you. You're pretty. All right. Moving on to the Justice Clarence Thomas thing. All right. You know what? I'll go to this one. All right. So Amazon pulls Justice Clarence Thomas doc as censorship of conservatives content continued. Now, this guy is a Supreme Court justice. This doesn't even make any sense at all. All right, Amazon continues to generate headlines for canceling content that does not coincide with his liberal politics, and Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas appears to be its latest victim. The documentary film about Thomas, Created Equal, Clarence Thomas in his own words, was removed from Amazon's streaming service last month, and the filmmaker said that he was never given an explanation. What Amazon has done is a disservice to anyone black or white who is interested in the rich history of black Americans. Wall Street Journal columnist Jason L. Riley wrote about this decision. The film features extensive interviews with Thomas and chronicles his journey from the depths of poverty to the Supreme Court and everything in between, including his contentious confirmation hearings where Anita Hill accused him of sexual harassment. But Joe Biden, who was chairman of the Senate Judiciary Committee during the hearings that riveted the nation, grilled Anita Hill in archival footage used in the films. Oh, so they think this is why, because it actually makes Joe Biden look bad. I didn't have time to read this particular article.
It's not possible to make Joe Biden look bad.
That's not possible.
What are you talking about, darling?
Okay. Say that again in the perfectly serious tone that you said it just a moment ago that I missed on camera.
Chris.
Yeah.
It's not possible to make Joe Biden look bad.
You know what? I am so sorry, people. My wife is right. It is that what a foolish thing for me to say. But yes, but that's the fear, apparently. The fear is that they're going to make Joe Biden look bad. That's amazing. So I hadn't read this article. I didn't have time to read it before we got on the air today. I just had read the headline. This is fascinating. Let's see here. Okay, Amazon did not immediately respond to a request for comment. Filmmaker Michael Pack told the Wall Street Journal he was never offered an explanation as to why Amazon removed it. Our distributor, who is the one that made the deal with Amazon, has repeatedly asked them for explanations, but they haven't given any. They have the right to pull anything from their site that they don't, and they don't have to give an explanation, he continued, so it's not a contract violation, but many people have complained that they haven't put it back up. A search for Amazon Prime for, quote, Created Equal, unquote, turns up a 2017 movie by the same name about an attorney suing the Catholic Church. A 1980s television series, Free to Choose, Anita speaking the truth to power about Hill, and, quote, Confirmation, end quote, a 2016 HBO movie about Hill's accusations. So it's like, so Anita Hill, I don't know if you're aware of the whole situation, but Clarence Thomas was nominated for the Supreme Court. He's black, so that was kind of a profound thing. But he's also a conservative, so a lot of leftists didn't want him on the court. And so this woman, Anita Hill, came out and said that that he had sexually harassed her, and so therefore he shouldn't be a Supreme Court nominee. Basically, exactly the same thing that happened with Kavanaugh. Exactly the same. They had the whole kind of same thing. And obviously, Anita Hill, well, okay, either she was lying or she was making a really big deal out of nothing. And she was also black, so they couldn't accuse her of being racist or anything like that. But it seemed to most conservatives like this is some kind of a smear job, right? It seemed like to most conservatives like they were trying to smear Clarence Thomas because they didn't want, like the left didn't want conservatives to have the first black Supreme Court justice on the court. So and nobody ever talks about that, but that's kind of a profound thing to have happened. But anyway, he got in, and he's been a Supreme Court justice ever since. And he's been great. He's a good guy. But now they've taken that documentary off their streaming service because, one, I think the main reason is because it makes Joe Biden look bad. That's what it seems like to me. But also, I think it also kind of indicates, because when you search for it, you see Anita Hill's side of the story, right? You see another documentary that indicates that she's telling the truth and that Clarence Thomas wasn't. Anyway, just another bit of, big tech hating conservatives and loving the left and suppressing content. And ladies and gentlemen, let me just say, when you control information, that's when things start to shift in a culture in a way that is authoritarian, right? So I was talking to Valeria a little while ago about this. This is what they did in Russia, right? I asked her I'll ask her now. Hey, Valeria, how many people in the Soviet Union do you think believed in the communist idea, believed in the Soviet Union?
Well, not much.
No, now, not much. But at the time, at the height of the Soviet Union.
I have no idea, because
Right.
I didn't live in the Soviet Union.
This whole attempt to get Valeria to say what I wanted failed miserably. But the last time I asked her, I said, how many people believed in the Soviet Union? And she said, everyone. You said everyone followed the dictates and believed in the... Are you changing your mind now?
Well, some old people who lived in USSR, they
No, I'm saying back in the USSR, at the time of the USSR, how many people believed in the USSR?
A lot, probably.
Yeah, probably most, if not, yeah. And I asked her why, and she said that was the only idea that people had. People didn't know anything outside of that. And that's what they're trying to do in America now, right? If you only know critical race theory, right? If you only know this neo-Marxist idea about stuff, if you only know these bizarre ideas about power structures, and you don't really hear any counter arguments, then all you believe, all you know, is what they're telling you. And so when Amazon and YouTube, what's funny?
My friend, she's a history teacher, so she said approximately 80%, the rest of it move out.
Oh, yeah. Okay. That's cool. You would have anyway, so unless you're getting a broad spectrum of ideas, you're only going to believe what they tell you to believe, because that's the only thing you've heard. That's the only thing that you know. That's what they do in China. That's what they used to do in USSR. All these authoritarian, dictatorial countries, they dictate what you know so that you can't have any ideas beyond what they're telling you. That's why the constriction of information, the blocking of political ideas, that's why that is so dangerous. All right, I'm clearly being mocked by my wife because she's over here in the corner laughing.
You're not being mocked.
All right, what's going on?
Yeah, she told me she had to read Lenin's diary or something. So this is how she knows how many people believed in this.
Why were you laughing at that?
Because she said I'm embarrassing her.
Oh, that's great. I love that. That's adorable. All right, darling. Why don't we move on to the next story?
Canada's quarantine hotels backfire as people starved.
I think you missed one.
No, it's a third one.
Toxic Masculinity. Weekdays, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific.